What's up, guys? Oh man, you can actually see me today, which is pretty cool. Last night I was in the dark. um, but yeah, I want to make this cool this cool video right now. Um, yeah, I'm really excited. This is just kind of like a vlog video. I don't know what the title's going to be here yet, but we'll see. But yeah, I'm really excited. I'm really excited for this day. Yay! I start school tomorrow, so I'm really excited about that too. I'm really excited to get back to school. Super excited. Super excited to be in class. Super excited to learn, meet classmates, meet my teachers, things like that. Super excited all around. So it's gonna be great. Can't wait. But yeah, I had a really successful day yesterday, outdoor dashing, which is what I really needed, because I had a bill that I had to pay right away that day, and I was able to. It was great, and still have some other bills to pay, of course. Just have all kinds of bills. That's just like how life is, of course, as an adult. And I'm really looking forward to the future, to say the least. I'm really looking forward to making more money once I get into my career area or start a mental health related job. Just really excited for that, you know. But for now, I'm door dashing, and God is helping me to pay my bills because I'm getting the orders that I need in order to pay them, which is wonderful. And life is funny. It really is. It's really tricky. Sometimes we really, we don't know how it's going to go. We have this plan because we have this need, and things do not work out sometimes, and we have to readjust and make changes and all of that. So it's never a dull moment. It's always interesting. But I don't feel like I'm really saying anything new here. But yeah, I just wanted to share with you guys some positivity, some energy, and some excitement about the day. I'm really excited to go back and do exactly what I did yesterday, pretty much, in door dashing, and just making the money that I need to make, basically. But not just that. Also having a good time. That's something that we really forget. And oh, my mom's coming up the road. She might want to talk to me for a second, so I'll have to talk to her. I'm going to keep this video rolling if I do talk to her, But I don't think she's stopping. Yeah, she's not stopping. She's on her way home. Lost track of what I was saying. But yeah, I worked a job one time, and I was always so focused on like my new pyramid I got. My good friend Dane gave this to me for Christmas. Really special. But I worked this job for Rise Up Coffee Company, Rise Up Coffee Roasters in Easton, Maryland, and I got into that job because I loved coffee at the time. That's one of the things that I really liked. So that's why I decided to work there, or try to work there. That's why I tried to get a job there. That's why I focused in and tried to get a job there. And I did get a job there. But eventually I became the delivery driver. I started as barista, then I became a delivery driver for them, which was a big responsibility, and it was more weight on my shoulders. And I recognized that. They recognized that. They trusted me and had faith in me and confidence in me. And I did that. I don't think I let them down, really. I don't think I let them down. I think I did a good job. But one of the things that they would always tell me every time I left, because we talk about what needed to be done, what needs to go where. I mean, I was taking coffee all over the place, like Ocean City, St. Michael's, Salisbury, Baltimore, Annapolis, Tyson's Corner, Virginia, Washington, D.C., Cambridge, all over the place, right? All over the place. To all the shops and to all of the businesses we sold coffee to, either in the form of it goes in a bag and the customers buy it off the shelf, or it is being brewed into your coffee pots at the restaurant. And so it was a very busy, high-demand job, and I was the only delivery driver, so I was in charge of I was the quarterback, basically. They loaded me up, or I don't know what the term is. I was the guy who runs with the ball, I guess, but also the quarterback in certain ways. I had to plan my routes. I'd have 20 stops a day at least, and miles and miles and miles, different customers, and Rise Up was really big on customer relationships and friendships, things like that. Big on friendship, which is really cool. But so they really emphasized it was an organic company, organic coffee company. So, but they also they really emphasize the organic side of things. This is Todd, I'm Tom, and you're John, and we're gonna chit chat for a minute here, so you know who I am and everything. And most of the time I was all like super jittery. Not really super jittery. I was just like, most of the time I was just like, yeah, okay, yeah, okay, yeah, okay, okay, what is it, okay, let me do it, okay, what is it, okay, here you go, okay, take this here, okay, goodbye, on the way. So I was always like I tried to be quick, I tried to be responsive, I tried to be on it, I tried to be timely, I tried to be efficient. I did all of these things. This was probably one of my most in-depth jobs I've ever worked, honestly, and it was something else. I need to probably make a video about it to kind of try to decompress from it, but don't want to bog you down with too much of this. But anyway, I would get the van loaded up with all the coffee and get ready to go, and Noah, who was the boss, who was my boss, and in charge of the roastery and getting things straight, he would always stop me, pretty much, not always, but pretty much, very, very often. He would stop me just before I was going out the door. He would say, "Hey," I'd be like, "Yeah." He's like, "Have fun out there." He'd always say that. He'd always do that to me like that. And I'd be like, "Yeah, okay, yeah." It was a reminder to like not take things too seriously, and it was hard. Life was hard. I was in I was in an interesting place in my life at that point in time. No relationship with God, really. Into crystals, into the metaphysics. Smoked, did a lot of things I regret. Was not the most stable, was not the most mentally healthy, unfortunately, and I am sad to say. But anyway, I made a really big difference in that job. I made a big difference in, not bragging, but I made a big difference in a lot of people's lives. And just from being positive, from being friendly, from being a smiling, happy face, from being a willing help, being a support, a listener, things like that, And sometimes I felt a little undervalued as a person. But anyway, there was a lot of really great things that happened with that job. But the reason I'm thinking about that or talking about it is because it kind of gets to what I was trying to say. And that's, when you go out to work, you have to remember to have fun. And yes, work is work, yes. And work is not all about fun, no. Because work is serious because you're here for a reason. You're here to pay bills, you're here to make money, to take care of your future, take care of your present, repair your past due bills, etc., that sort of thing. And it's a serious thing. It's a serious thing. We don't joke around about getting things done. We don't joke around about whether we're going to do a good job or not, things like that. No, it's like we are going to do a good job. We are focused and we're committed to doing a good job. And I'm definitely not in the same place as I used to be. I'm not in that place anymore. I guess mentally, and which is good and bad, a little bit, because it's not necessarily, what I'm trying to say is that I had a lot of people with me in that job, working around me, And yeah, I was on the road a lot by myself, which was kind of lonely. And that kind of like did me in the end. But I had a lot of people around me, a lot of encouragement, a lot of friendly faces, all of that stuff, right? All of that stuff. And I don't know, I was just always kind of like, I was always kind of afraid to screw up, or afraid to do something wrong, or afraid to make a mistake. Like I was so focused on doing the absolute best job that I could possibly do that I just didn't want to make a mistake. And I was listening to something yesterday, and it was a guy from a band that I like, and he's the guitar player, and he's talking about nailing the solos versus having a good time at the show. And he's like, at the end of the day, he's like, if people don't think I can play these songs, they can listen to the record, and that's me playing, so I don't know what to tell you, I can play these songs. He's like, but I'm not going to sit here and put myself in a bubble throughout the whole entire show to make sure I hit every note perfectly. He's like, I'd rather connect with the audience, I'd rather have that eye contact, enjoy the energy, enjoy the show, and have fun, than focus and be in my head about making sure everything is right and everything's perfect at all times, you know? So that's just how that was, you know? And we're all different. We take things so differently. We do things so differently. We take our jobs seriously to different degrees. And one of the things I learned from the older generations at Acme grocery store when I used to work there was how the older generation kind of laughed and shook their head at the people who were lazy, who were underachievers, or who were late, or who didn't work hard, or mostly people who were lazy in whatever way that was. But whatever way that was, people who were lazy, because that also meant there were people that were dishonest. And it's like that's actually a great thing. We shouldn't like those things. We shouldn't like laziness. We shouldn't like dishonesty. That's right. That's absolutely right. We should not like those qualities. I don't mean that we should definitely, berate the people who have those tendencies, or who could be lumped in those categories. But that was one thing. It's like you're here to do a job. Like, you either do it or you don't. And if you do it, and you do it consistently, you know, and you do a good job, and you show up, and if people look at you and they think, man, that guy does his job, or man, that guy's a hard worker. If people think that you're a hard worker, that's the highest compliment. That's the highest compliment. That's how it was at Acme. And there are a lot of people who have been there for a long time, and hard work looks different. I don't want to get too crazy and philosophical about this, because some people's version of hard work is so much different than others. And I say what I've learned over time since working that job is there are unhealthy ways to do your job. There are unhealthy ways of working. And our student government at school last semester, they made these self-care bags, and they all had these little cards in them with an encouraging quote or an encouraging phrase. And the one that I got said, it said, just because you want to work hard doesn't mean that you should work to the point of mental exhaustion. Or not, it wasn't like that. It was more precise, but it was basically like saying, like, if you want to work hard, that's great. You should work hard. But here's the thing. Don't run yourself into the ground doing it. It's like, don't forget to take care of yourself. That's what it was saying, basically. Don't forget to take care of yourself in the midst of everything. And so these are the things that I want to keep in mind more. While I try to keep these in mind. I try to implore these things. What's the word? I try to what's the word here? I try to put these things into practice when I'm working. Try to remember to take care of myself. Try to remember to have fun. To not take it too seriously. You don't want to take things too seriously, because it's just not healthy. Don't want to work myself into an early grave, you know. You don't want to become a workaholic. You don't want to, all these things. So it's just good to remember that when you go to work, or whatever it is, go to church, go hang out with your friends, talk to your family, whatever it is that you do. It's important to remember to not put yourself, not work yourself to the bone. You know what I mean? Like, not in bad ways, right? You can have an insane work ethic and take care of yourself, and that's part of it. You have to take care of yourself, because if you take care of yourself, you can do even more. Believe it or not, you can do even more. So much better to take care of yourself than to just keep on going and run yourself down. So that's my thought for today. I'm really excited. I feel like I'm trying to walk that line. I feel like I'm doing a pretty good job doing it. It's 12 o'clock, lunchtime. I could have started so much earlier, but I'm trying to take care of myself. I'm trying to enjoy my last day. Today's my last day of break. Wow. And it's fine. I'm totally not even bummed about it. Today's my last day of break before school, and school starts tomorrow. So, but I slept until about 8. I didn't really need to sleep until 8, but I did. Basically, well, somewhere in there. And what am I trying to say? I did a good job today. I feel like I did a good job taking care of myself. I read my scripture, which is top priority. Took a shower, got really clean, shaved, brought the wood into the house, took care of the animals, made sure they're in good shape, food and water, make sure they can go outside and come back in when they need to, and did some other things too. But did some school-related things. Just had a great morning, but then I get to a point sometimes where I get sitting around in the morning before I start my day, before I go out and hit the road and get to work or whatever, where I kind of just like take it easy a little bit. But then I get to the point where I'm like, whoa, what am I doing? What am I gonna do? Is sit here, let the whole day go by? What am I gonna do? Sit around all day? Like, no, I gotta get going. And then when I get that thought, when that thought comes to me and it says you've got to get going. Usually I jump up and I run and I go do whatever it is I need to do. Jump in the shower, take brush my teeth or whatever it is. Get dressed real quick, get my stuff, jump in the car and go. But I'm trying not to do that, because that is not the right way, in my opinion. I don't think that's the right way to do things. So what I did instead today, and this is something I want to do more of, and I'm not replacing my scripture reading with meditation at all, ever. I won't ever do that. I'm not ever going to make that change, that switch there. But I have decided to meditate when I can, like when it's a good time, to do so. And so today I meditated a little bit, and it was really great. It kind of helped me decompress, because instead of having all the things I need to do floating around rapidly in my head, like and then going and jumping in and doing and just getting started, and things work the way they work, and things happen when they happen, and things work out the way they work out, and all this stuff. Instead of doing it that way, which again I said it's not the way I want to do it, I took time and sat there and meditated for just a few minutes, and it made a huge difference. And part of that difference was recognizing what I was going through in my body, what my body was feeling like, and stiffness in my back and things like that. And so worked on that, did some breath work. I do some stuff, I don't even know how to explain it, but it's kind of like breathing the tension out of your body. It's like you focus on where the tension is. Like right now, I'll show you what I'm doing. I'll show you how to do it real quick. You might think I'm crazy or whatever, but I actually feel pretty good right now. But I'm gonna take a moment, and I'm gonna check my body and my mind, and I'm gonna see where I have tension, ache, or anything like that. Okay. So in my lower back, I have some tension in my lower back. So in order to take care of that tension, what I do is I focus on that area, and I I focus breathing in deeply, but breathing out that pain and that tension. And this actually works. It might sound totally like pseudoscience or totally like whatever. It might sound like a bunch of hot air, but it's honestly not. You will be blowing out a lot of hot air. but anyway, so what I do is I find that area like in my back, and so I'm gonna focus on that area right now, and I'm gonna breathe out that tension. And the other thing that I do, and that's part of this, my strategy at least, is when I'm breathing out, you could do it like this. You could go, that's not what I want to do. I don't want to just, I want strong, long, sustainable, consistent motion. That's what I want. I want work that's going to be like this. I don't want this. I want strong, slow, and continuable. But also the other thing that I do, and this is the way I figured this out. This might be some groundbreaking stuff, guys. I can get paid for this, believe it or not. In this world, I can get paid for this. But the other part is this is as much an exercise of getting rid of the pain in your physical body as it is an exercise of giving yourself peace and relieving anxiety. This is a way to get peace of mind, basically. It's one way to get peace of mind. This is what I do. And the other thing is, this isn't just for pain, this is for stress too. And I think stress ends up being pain. Stress leads to pain. So it starts with stress and it can eventually start hurting. When it starts hurting, it's like, oh, we really got to take care of this area right now because this is rough. This is not how it should be. This is rough. So the way I figure out how I want to breathe out is I make sure that the way I breathe out feels comfortable to me, and I make sure that it feels harmonious to my mind. In other words, when I do this, it feels great. So you figure out what works. You figure out what feels great. And this is your technique. This is how you figure it out. And so this is how I do it. So my lower back is still kind of achy, still kind of a little tense. My muscles kind of sore. I know that if I sit in this car seat long enough, it's going to continue. So I'm going to work on that right now. I'll show you. And already I'm feeling the tension leave that area. Depending on how much is there, it depends on how much is there. Let's figure out how to say this. Depending on how much is there, that depends on how long it's going to take you to do it. So if there's a lot there, it's going to take longer. But, but this actually is really effective, and you don't have to try very hard. It doesn't take very long. Sometimes it does, and it could mean that you have other needs. You might need to literally lay down. You might need to take a break. You need to stop working. You might need to get out and get some fresh air. You might need to drink some water, right? You might need to do a lot of different things. Who knows? All kinds of different things. Stretch. You might need to stretch. But typically you can heal yourself. Right? You can heal yourself in certain ways. So that's what I'm doing. Long, deep inhale. Tension in my upper back is leaving as well. And I kind of let the air guide. I let the air in my body, in my lungs. I let the air, where the air is, where the oxygen is in me, I let it show me where I need to focus on. So I feel in the back of my head a little bit, feel in the base of my spine a little bit, feel the back of my heart area, mid back, upper back. And I'll show you how long these exhales can be, okay? I'll try to do like my, I'll show you a long exhale, just so you can see how long they can be. Because the more air you breathe in, the more oxygen you store in your body. The oxygen is healing. It heals your body from the inside out because you need oxygen inside of you to heal you. You need oxygen in your blood. Oxygen exists in liquid, which we don't necessarily think of because we think of going underwater. There's no air underwater, and oxygen is air, right? Well, actually, there is oxygen in the water, and that's a pretty cool thing. That's why a filter on a fish tank is necessary, because if you don't have a filter and you don't have those bubbles being created, oxygen is not being put into the water. That's how oxygen gets put in the water. It's one of the ways. And that's how the fish survive. If it was stagnant, they would just die. That's why you need to have oxygen in the water, right? But yeah, let me show you a long exhale. Long exhale. One more. That's how it's done. I feel really good. And that's breath work is a thing nowadays. I can't tell you a whole lot about it besides what I've learned on my own, which is what I've basically shared with you, most of it. But yeah, it can really help you. It can really help ease tension in your body and in your mind too. And when I breathe like that, when you do slow, controlled exhales, you can really control what's going on around you, because you can concentrate and control the speed of things. You're controlling the speed that you process things, and you can literally slow things. That's how you slow things down. Because as you breathe out slowly, you de-escalate stress. You de-escalate so many things: fear, anxiety, worry, strain, discomfort, all those things. Fear of the unknown, all these things. And it's really wonderful. It helps you focus on just being present, just being present, just being there, just being here. This is good for your mind. very healthy, very healthy and very good for your mind. But anyway, thanks for watching, you guys. I hope you enjoyed. I hope you like this little breathing lesson technique healing session type thing at the end. I hope you like that. I really do. I think that was actually really awesome. I haven't really shared this with a lot of people because it can be hard to want to share things with people when they're not very receptive, or when people around you don't seem to be very receptive, and when you feel like, oh, they're going to think I'm crazy. I can't tell people that. They'll think I'm crazy. I can't do that. People will look at me like I'm crazy. People are going to think I'm crazy, right? People are going to think I'm crazy, so I better not do that. Well, that's actually good advice to a certain point. Yeah, so anyway, but thanks for watching, you guys, and I hope you have a great day and take some breaths. And come back to this video and watch that part again if you want. It'll help. It should help you just really breathe and relax.